They did it. They came together as a unit, a show of force, minus one person. Otherwise, it was a perfect game. The Epstein files will now be kicked around and never to be seen again. But a show of force got it done. How about apples? Who were those apples? Thomas Massey.
There is hope here. We fought the president, the attorney general, the FBI director, the Speaker of the House, and the Vice President to get this win. But they're on our side today, though. So let's give them some credit as well. They are finally on the side of justice. And as Rose said, don't muck it up in the Senate. Don't get too cute. We're all paying attention. If you want to add some additional protections for these survivors, go for it.
Go for it. If you want to, do it. And the people that you know didn't do anything. It's fine. And I understand everybody's like, well, what about innocent until proven guilty? Look, here's my thing with the emails. If you were taking emails from this guy after he had gone to jail already for kid touching, you kind of knew what was up at that point in time. Sorry. I'm sorry. I say this, and I'll say this again and again. How many of you have friends who have trafficked and or are convicted sex offenders that you email back and forth with? Probably not many. Probably not. So I'm just putting that out there. So if you were doing like Larry Summers out there, he's like, oh, man. Dude, you were emailing him a couple days before he went to jail. Think about that. Ah, geez, I didn't know. You didn't know? You did know. It's embarrassing. It should be, you pig. Worked with the Clinton administration. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. He sure did. He also worked at Harvard. He did at that as well. Those girls too old for him, apparently. Just, now the question is what happens from here? I mean, that's the big thing. Does anything actually come out of this? Hard to say. I would assume there is going to be a lot of hemming and hawing. You know, they're going to, John Thune has it next earlier today. Mike Johnson.
Talked him through this with him and shared our deep concerns. And, of course, they share those concerns as well. And so I'm very confident that when this moves forward in the process, if and when it is processed in the Senate, which there's no certainty that that will be, that they will take the time methodically to do what we have not been allowed to do in the House, to amend this discharge petition and to make sure that these protections are there.
I don't know what protections that they're asking for. So are you going to redact everything? I mean, see, the goal is, let's be real. If we're honest with ourselves, take politics out of it. They're protecting powerful people, not just here, but globally. And they're protecting them because they could potentially hurt your side of the aisle or their side of the aisle. They could hurt our donor base. They could, all of those things. Let's be real for a second. I heard Mike Johnson said, the Dems had this for 4 years. You guys had it for 2, and you didn't do anything with it. Remember, he died under your watch when you guys, had it the first time, when Trump was president. So you act like, well, they just got this stuff like the minute Trump came in. No, it was there for a while. But the fact that we can't even be open and honest about they're protecting people, and I thought the whole thing was transparency, and we were going to nip this in the bud. There wasn't going to be a cabal of evil people running stuff, and now it feels like there is. And whenever I hear people talk, very rarely do I hear them talk about the victims. Very rarely, which should frustrate the hell out of all of us. So do I think anything's going to happen from this? No. And do I think that we should throw people's names out there willy-nilly? No, there's a way of doing it. We all understand that. It's not all or nothing. But if you think, these people deserve their day in court, they're never going to have their day in court. They got to do awful things to young girls They got away with it. Something that if you did and you got caught, you'd spend a long time, and rightly so, in jail for. And they got away with it. That right there should piss everyone off. But it doesn't, because politics. Politics gets in the way of all of this stuff. It lands, and then it's like, well, the politics of it all is my side might look bad. My side might be in trouble. There is no side. There's right, there's wrong in this. If this was a group of people that was trafficking young girls who weren't involved in politics and they were caught, everybody would be going, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. But not this. And the victims, they'll feel like today they had a mini victory, but I don't think a lot's going to come out of this, because by the time it goes through the Senate and they decide what they're going to do, not do, Trump signs it, that'll be that. And nothing will probably come of it. And nobody will ever be prosecuted, because there hasn't been. And remember, Kash Patel said what? Oh, nothing happened. They handed out binders. Oh, we got all these names. We got everybody. We're going to go after him. We're going to show you. And what happened? That was a big, right? That went over like a fart in a church inside of an elevator.
It was a big case of, hey, here's a package of stuff you've already known about.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this? Wait till you find out what happens in the future, because we got more stuff coming. And boy, no, we don't. Nope, nothing else coming. We lied. There's nothing else coming, guys. So now we'll do it. And I said it last hour and I'll say it again. I think there's going to be the same kind of, going out and looking for these people who did things as they are currently looking for the people that killed Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. I think that's what's going to happen. And some people out there, they're just like, well, I'm okay, as long as I have cheap gas. Stuff of that nature. Meanwhile, speaking of cheap gas, earlier today, MBS, Mohammed Sal Binman, is the guy that's the crown prince, right? MBS. So this is the guy who is the dude who runs Saudi Arabia, who's trying to, what do they call it? Sports wash it, trying to make it a little bit more modern and hip when it comes to trying to attract people to come and check it out without the fear of them getting off the plane and thinking that everybody is going to throw them in jail immediately, cane them, and then execute them. But there are some serious questions about our relationship with him. Look, what happened with Khashoggi was awful, but we live in a world where we have to have relationships with people that maybe we don't quite see eye to eye with in the way they handle business.
To hear the president directly counter what the U.S. intelligence community had assessed back in that time, that the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, approved the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, is incredibly striking. Now, the Crown Prince denied that he ordered the operation. Ultimately, he took responsibility because he is the de facto leader of the government there. But the president said today in the Oval Office that the Crown Prince knew nothing about it. And then he went after Jamal Khashoggi, saying that he was extremely controversial and that people didn't like him.
That right there is... If you guys don't know what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, he was, was he controversial? Yes, he was. Was he arguably the most influential voice in the Middle East when it came to the press? Yes. He was killed by 15 Saudi operatives.
He was basically slaughtered.
He was, are you ready for this? Strangled. His body was dismembered. He was disposed of in a way that had never been publicly revealed, but finally they figured it out. They tried to, they did, and when they killed him, they didn't just shoot him or strangle him. They did horrible things to him. And the fact that Trump comes out and goes, well, he wasn't a good guy. It's just like, okay. We always have to justify it. No. Come on. We can do better than that. He's here. You knew people were going to ask the questions. I mean, how do you approach it? Look, He says he's taken responsibility because of his country, because of who he is. He's taken responsibility for it. That's that. There you go. And you move on. You don't have to come out and go, well, Khashoggi sucks. And by the way, if you guys don't know, he was actually living in America. This happened in Turkey. He was living in America, and he was working for the Washington Post. And they did horrible things. They dismembered him. There's videos, which you don't want to see, of them bringing bags out, like, too. It's the kind of things that you would see in a mob movie, which is nasty. That was just, 15. I think he was going there for, I forgot, it was the consulate for something. I don't know if it was a marriage license or something like that. He was called to meet. It was just, he was sucked in. And he thought, oh, I can get away with this. Regardless of whether or not he was a good guy, right, or he kicked puppies or didn't, that was, I think we can all admit, a little bit far. Just a smidge far. We've got our hot takes coming up here, Hot Take Tuesday. A lot of you chiming in about, he
was certifying his divorce.
Oh, there you go. Well, he's a widow now. So a lot of you chiming in about the Epstein stuff. Again, don't make it political. Just think about it from a different point of view. And it's hard. I get it, because everything's political. Everything's politics today. And we've become so tribal and so emotional at this moment in time because of the internet and the algorithms that it's hard not to. But just think about the victims. Think about the people, the young girls, the families that are still trying to rebuild some of their lives and what they went through. Again, if we want to hold people responsible, right, we have to be honest. And the only person who paid the price is the person that should have paid the price, which was Jeffrey Epstein. And we'll never know what happened to that guy. What do you think happened? You think I think they had it off him, don't you think?
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I don't know what happened to him, but I have a hard time believing that he committed suicide, especially the way they described it.
Yeah.
Well, and when they said the closed circuit feed happened to go out.
At the most convenient time.
At the most convenient time. That's and remember what they said too. Oh yeah, every hour there's a minute that disappears, right?
Yeah.
That weird, and then everybody's like, no, there's not. And they found you just can't believe anything that comes out of this Department of Justice. So
he was on suicide watch.
He's on suicide watch.
Well, that's what they watched him do.
Would you like a noose? Good God. So, all right, coming up, Hot Take Tuesdays, where we give you our hot takes. Oh! Bell's got a hot take. I've got a hot take. And, of course, Ken's got a hot take. Ken's hot take is against Ken.
Ken is very angry with Ken.
Yeah, which is very fun. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. No 30.
Almost got what time it was.
That's 2:24 right now.
I almost said 6:30, and then I thought, why am I still here?
Why are you still here at this point in time?
There.
I need to go home and fix something else on my car.
I know. Where's Matt? I've been here for a while. Am I getting paid for this? Matt's super late if he's not here. If he's not here, he's super late right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages. Hot take. Hot take. Hot take Tuesday. So awesome. Hot Take Tuesday.
That bumper right there is the best.
We have so much fun, kids, what we do. Remember, tomorrow, One Hit Wonder Wednesday, so get your One Hit Wonder in.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a good one, too. It's going to be a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, I will start. Next week's Thanksgiving, and I'm super thankful for that. The reality is, though, I don't like butt stuffing. Any of that stuff in there I think is useless. But I'm not a fan of dessert. I just don't like dessert, all right? I like vanilla ice cream. And I don't like pie. I've never liked pie. It's yuck. I just don't like it, right? Chicken pot pie is the only pie I'll do. And I don't know if it's a mind thing, but I also don't like sweets, really. So I don't like cake. And so next week, because Belle's hanging out, my wife's already got, they're having pecan. They got all this stuff for you, Belle, because they want to make sure that you're happy. And I'm like, that's great. She goes, you're not going to eat. Yeah, you're not eating apple pie or anything. No, I'm not. I just never liked it. All right, so I don't. Right, there's my Thanksgiving. Just give me some turkey and leave me alone, kids. What you got for us, man? Belle?
If you get an introductory price on some product or service, it is ridiculous that you should ever have to pay more beyond that because they can apparently afford to give you that price. And if you're going to jack up my SiriusXM from $6.50 a month to $22 something, I'm just going to cancel my service unless you don't let me keep the rate.
Yes, sir.
You're going to go hard at that.
Yes, right in the paint.
Going hard, right? Like just throwing elbows, man.
My first comment to the person who answers the phone at SiriusXM is going to be, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. And then I'm going to light them up.
No, your first one should be, I'd like to cancel. Who do I talk to? Well, why do you want to cancel? Well, because you know what? I thought it was going to be $6.99 or whatever it is in perpetuity. And apparently the super fine print that was in Mandarin, I couldn't read. And now you guys want to jack this up? Sorry, you're not worth it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ken, what's yours?
DIY stands for destroy it yourself. Had a personal experience this morning, boys. It wasn't very pleasant at all. I decided to do it myself by fixing my brake lights, replacing my brake lights. Got the driver's side done. Got the passenger side done. Started on the little light underneath the windshield. All you got to do is just turn the little bulb and just boop, pops right out. No, it doesn't. I turned it, then I went to pull it down, and the whole damn thing just crumbled like a Ritz cracker.
Oh.
All over the bottom of my trunk.
Did you think for a second you had superpowers because you're so much stronger than you could have ever imagined?
It was one of those things where I sat there and I thought, this isn't really happening. I'm actually still asleep. I haven't woken up yet today. It's just a bad dream. But it wasn't, because then the pain of something stuck in my hand awakened me to that reality. So what I thought was going to be like an $8 ordeal, well, looks like it might be more.
And on top of the more, you got to spend more time doing it. See, that's the one thing people don't calculate in. What is my time worth in this situation?
Yes.
And now your time is worth what? Well, now you know how you're going to go. You're just going to be all commando. You're like, I got enough lights to stop this damn thing.
I got 2 lights. I got 2 brake lights.
Yeah.
I don't need a light underneath my windshield.
No.
When did they start doing that?
I don't know, man.
It was like the mid-'90s, I think, when they became mandatory.
What a crock of you-know-what.
Yeah, they do a lot of crap like that, don't they? Just always asking for yet another thing, right? Could you have 5 license plates? 16 different things to slow your car down? Bumpers? We're trying to make sure that everything's safe. But we know you, man. You're going to fly free. You're like, I got 2 lights. We'll be good.
I don't even have air conditioning.
What do you care?
Why am I worried about a windshield brake light?
I used to be like that when I used to drive my old Duster. I had an old Duster. That was gold, made of steel. People would give me like, I'd be driving and they give me a dirty look like, your car. I'd look at it. Did you really think I care what happens to my car?
Right.
Do you think I care what happens to my car that is made of steel and is a gold Duster with a sunroof that no longer works?
Yeah.
I do not care.
This car is strictly A to B, dudes.
That's it. That's
strictly
all
A to B.
A to B. A to B. That's what most cars should be. I've never been a car guy. Even as a kid, I've never like, ooh, I want a Ferrari when I grew up. I've just never. I just want to go from here to there, and I want it to be, and I want to have a decent cup holder. That's also, it's like the first thing I look at when I look at cars. How many cup holders?
And see, now I want to go back. I can't remember the last time that I don't even know if I've ever replaced these lights. But I don't pay to replace lights. I don't pay $300 in labor to replace little light bulbs.
No.
So I'm wondering, did somebody do this to me and just shove it all back up in there, or what's going on?
Ken.
It ruined my freaking day, boys.
It did. It's okay,
man. I am absolutely livid.
It's okay, guys. It's one of those days. We all have those days. I was having one of those days yesterday. We have those days. We take a deep breath.
And we need to go back to that song, Brother Chad. You had a bad day.
Oh, that's right.
Which that makes me even more angry.
Daniel Powder, was that him? Because you had a bad day.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, there's a one-hit wonder. I don't think he did anything else, right?
I don't think so either.
That
And
was
I
it?
wish he wouldn't have done that.
Oh, well, you know what, though? It happens to all of us. It does. All right, coming up, who knows what we'll talk about. We've got some of your text messages or your hot takes. Again, One Hit Wonder Wednesday tomorrow. Make sure you get your one-hit wonders in as well. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Nashville Rescue Mission. So 6 days away. Super Talk 997, that is us. Broadcasting live. It's our annual Nashville Rescue Missions More Than a Meal Radiothon presented by Mark Spain Real Estate. It's Monday. That's coming up, 24th, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. So Dan's going to be there kicking it off for us. Then Chris rolls on in and rocks and rolls. Then I'm going to be there and on to Matt, and we're going to be around the whole day doing everything we can. And we're looking to break the record. We got a new goal this year for our More Than a Meal Challenge, raising 55,000 meals in 14 hours. Get involved like Busy Bee. Get involved like our good friends at Beacon. What can you do to get involved? If you want to learn more, go to 997WTN.com or NashvilleRescueMission.org. And it's going to be a good thing. You know, it really is this time of year when you think about how blessed we are. Belle told me something in my ear while we were at break. What's going on, Belle?
Hoglet, or Camera Hog, as Phil Valentine used to call him, was down here, or is down here, campaigning for Afton.
That is interesting. Look, say what you want about Afton, okay? Because I know a lot of you, she is working her ass off. She is everywhere. She is out everywhere. I see 50 videos of her a day, like, I'm out here, I'm doing this. I see her putting signs in the ground. She's knocking on doors. Do I think she's going to win? No. Do I think she's making it uncomfortable? Yeah. Do you know what I've seen from Matt? First of all, how many times have you emailed Van Epps? And they've been they're all over the place.
I've probably 2 emails, 2.
And that was after trying to get a hold of 50 different people to even get an email.
I finally got a number where I called his campaign person directly, talked to him, told me to text the information, and then I haven't heard back from him yet. And I texted him today, and still nothing.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything from them, and that's fine.
Which is fine, but if you end up losing by a really, really slim margin, we're going to have a fun time laughing at you.
Yeah. And the one thing I could say about Afton is she'll come into the Lions Den. She will. She'll come in here. She'll come in here with Matt and I. She is busting her ass. And here's the thing. While I think some of her stuff is wacky, I think she genuinely cares about people. More so, because and the sad thing is, I almost feel like if you go to D.C., they're gonna steal it from you. They're gonna steal your caring bit. Who was I listening to today that was talking about?
Hogg called her the AOC of Tennessee.
They're all trying to, Mundani of Tennessee, all that kind of stuff. I saw somebody talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene today, and they said, the one thing about her is something very similar to the first go around with Trump. Not Trump is a politician now, but which is there's a sense of genuineness, right? Like she said a bunch of wacky stuff, but when you meet her and you talk to her, and I've talked to her a couple of times, there is a sense of genuine, like I do, this is who I am. I care. You don't have to like their politics, but you can respect the game. That's what I always said when I met Bernie, and because I went to a couple of Bernie rallies and we did some stuff with them, when Trump and them were first going, and compared to Hillary, right? There was nothing genuine about Hillary. My toaster has a better personality and is more genuine than Hillary Clinton ever was.
Oh, that's because it's a Decepticon.
It is a Decepticon. I am Toaster Prime. Toaster Prime. Here.
And if you're not willing to listen to the arguments of somebody you probably disagree with, then you're really not interested in confirming it and re-ascertaining if you do disagree with them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's why I like having conversations. Like the other night, like the reason I don't pull a lot of audio from like the Scott Jennings and all of that stuff. Have you ever watched that show on CNN? It is, or even Piers Morgan. What is it? It is 5 people all yelling stuff at the same time. And you're just like, what are we learning? What is anybody, the conversation isn't real. It's just people trying to get across a point and win some sort of argument for a soundbite, but nobody's really paying attention to what somebody has to say. And, I like conversation. Just give me the facts, the data. Let's have a conversation. Let's find out where we do agree.
It's like, I know I probably disagree with Afton on 98% of what she believes, but I can't be sure until I've actually bothered to listen to what she believes. And occasionally when you're listening, you can find some common ground, like something with, pot for potholes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably never going to agree with Afton on more than 2% of what she thinks. But if you can find something, that's a good thing.
What was the and that, like the pot for potholes, many of you who aren't fans of Afton, you were fans of that.
That's very true.
Many of you would say, like, well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of her, and I think she's this, that, and the other. But, I'll tell you what, the whole pot for potholes, because we need to fix those things. And you didn't care about pot. You're, like, fine with it. So we have to find some commonality in most people. And this is why, like I was talking, like, who's my show for? To the right, to the left? It's for everybody. And, not just because we have a lot of fun and do other stuff, which is always great. But my thing is, I'm the exhaustive majority, right? Most people lean a little left, a little right. Right? The progressives, the 1% of the wackadoos on both sides, though, tend to have the bully pulpit. And we think that they're the entire audience, and they're not the entire audience. Because I talk to some of you, for every one or two of you that say something horrible about us, mostly me, I'll get 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 to say, whatever, that kind of person sucks. I get that. So what does the exhaustive majority want? We want what? Safe cities, right? Schools to be good, some, lower taxes, maybe government that does just enough, but not too much. And for us to have our opportunity at building our life the way we want, and for you to do the things you're supposed to do without overdoing them, which unfortunately is what happens. It does. Toaster Prime. I am Optimus Prime. Jim Cummings. He's also the noise of
the Predator.
The Predator. Yeah.
You are right though. If Van Epps doesn't get off his ass, she's got enough going for her that she might be able to squeak out a victory, because they are damned trying their hardest to flip that district.
Yeah, and I saw, the only thing I've seen from him lately is, outside of some, the usual just little posts here and there and some commercials, is him standing with Marsha Blackburn. That's as far as he's gone. She's out knocking on doors. She's out doing something where she's like, I'm trying a grassroots thing, and she is playing an uphill game. She's climbing Mount Everest.
I have seen anti-Afton ads, but I can't tell you if I've seen one pro-Epps ad.
No, it's just the usual. She sucks. Although I did see a anti-Epps one the other day, and it was like a banjo playing, talking about how he'll do anything Trump asks, because they will. They're all terrified of him. It's that's the issue that MAGA's going to have. We didn't get to it today, and we'll get to it tomorrow. Is MAGA? What is MAGA anymore? There's a huge rift in the world of MAGA. Right now, have you seen the blue hats? That's just America first. Throw away the red hats, get the blue hat. The problem with MAGA is MAGA was based on one person, and there is nobody behind him that's him. And that's the thing, There is no. It's like if they had, what's his name, Adam Lambert in Queen. Do you guys remember that? Like he was in Queen. That's not Freddie Mercury, right? That's
and people realize that.
But the thing is, it wasn't Freddie Mercury. You can pretend, you could say, well, I'm going to see this, or even when you go see the dude that's, what's the guy's name for Journey?
Arnel Pineda.
That's not Journey, right? It's not.
Well, that's one of the reasons, though, that Brian and not John Deacon, Brian and Roger have named the entity Queen and what's the singer's name?
Freddie Mercury?
No, the new guy.
For
Queen.
Queen doesn't exist. It was Adam Lambert was for a while.
Queen and Adam Lambert. They call it Queen and Adam Lambert because they don't want people thinking that he's a member of Queen.
Yeah,
he's not.
No.
Queen is the two of them left, and they still tour extensively.
Yeah,
and sell very well.
Well, they did until they sold everything because they did the same thing.
No, they're still touring.
Are they?
Yeah,
I didn't think they were.
Yeah,
because I thought once they sold all of their stuff, they were done.
No. They quit for a while because Brian had a stroke, but they've been out there again.
Really? Because what's his name? Once he never wanted. Once Freddie died.
John was pretty much.
He was done. He only liked Queen because he loved Freddie, and also
he took his death extremely hard.
Oh yeah. And it's weird because when you think about it, he was like an engineering nerd, right? Like he was some, and they were super close. But
in fact, most of the time when John would write a song, he would take it to Freddie, and Freddie would either help him finish, or if he couldn't get Freddie's approval on it, he wouldn't even show the rest of the band.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, yeah. And he took and he's just like, he's gone away for, like, he doesn't do anything. He didn't even talk to the other guys.
Yeah. They all of their interactions is through lawyers because he still owns a third of the company.
Yeah.
So was he the drummer?
No, he was the bass player.
He was the bass player.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the guy who's like, oh, why is this engineer in the band? Right? That's the kind of the way it was.
Is he the one who came up with the riff for Another One Bites the Dust?
Yes, that was his song.
That's him.
Great riff,
with his poofy hair that wasn't poofy.
White man's afro.
Yeah, white man's afro. All right, coming up, it is the welcome, Matt. Matt will be in here. We'll talk about who knows what. We'll probably make each other laugh because that's what we do here. It is a Tuesday edition of the Chad Benson Show. Straight ahead. Dun, 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 dun. We got new chairs in here. We were just talking about this. So, what's the guy's name? Jim Bob? Is that his name? Chris's buddy who brought us the chair.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to sit in secondhand chair. Well, I guess that's what we're sitting in now.
Yeah, we're sitting in like 88th.
I brought the chair in the quote unquote green room.
Yeah.
I brought that one in. That was
that one's pretty good.
That one's my old chair. Although Jackson plops in it and then it sinks down and gets stuck. You got to get it back up, but whatever.
Oh, Jackson.
Dadgum ploppers.
Dadgum ploppers. What's happening, brother?
I was a program director one time. I had a meeting about the ploppers.
I love this story.
Oh yeah. I said you damn ploppers need to figure it out. Y'all need to stop plopping. We only got you big uns that are in these are producers and they're big uns and you're breaking our chairs. You got to stop plopping. We had an entire room full of broken chairs.
Didn't you get in trouble for that?
Yes, I did. Very much.
Yeah, you can't do that.
They said I can. You can't. You're calling out.
Body shamed.
That's exactly right. I said I was not body shaming.
Yeah.
There are skinny ploppers. There are fat ploppers. Ploppers have. Plenty of skinny ploppers.
Yeah,
out there.
but if we're honest, if you're a bigger plopper.
It's worse.
Compared to Karen Carpenter, chances are stuff's going to happen.
No, it's implied.
Yeah,
but,
it's implied. But
unstated.
You didn't go out and say, hey, fatty, stop jumping on the chairs.
Right. And I said ploppers.
Yeah, ploppers.
Whatever your weight is. But if you happen to be a 400-pound plopper, you're probably going to impact the chair a little differently.
In a much different way.
Than the 120-pound plopper. Oh, we all know what I'm talking about, too.
That's
you ever
right.
worked at a business.
And by the way, you guys are going to get mad at me, and we're going to hear from our big boss, because the only time we ever get in real trouble or this thing is he tells us, guys, you got to stop making fun of fat people. And we're like, we didn't. This was about ploppers. It had nothing to do with us.
Listen, we'll go in there together, baby.
Yeah. So, what are you talking about today, brother?
We are talking, I suppose, Epstein. That's going right along. I guess it goes to the Senate to die now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens there, but we shall discuss that. There is an ongoing conversation locally. It's an interesting local story that some, and I'm proud of them, television networks are taking up, and we've been talking about it on Super Talk, and that is the property taxes that are driving local businesses out of Davidson County.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that today. I was watching Fox this morning.
Dennis Ferrier.
Yeah,
it was a great piece. That's exactly the one I'm talking about.
And it was, they're talking to everybody, and it's like, you've got your buddy, Feckless Freddy over there, saying, 26% is not really as bad as you think. And I'm like, you know what? People are going to come here from around the world so they can get an Applebee's T-shirt.
Right. And you're driving beloved. Arnold's is a beloved meat and three in town. Peg Leg Porker, a beloved barbecue shop in town, and more and more and more.
Was it Arnold's that has to sell 10,000
additional
plates just to cover the property taxes?
And his property tax is $131,000 a year. It's insane. He's a meat and three. And Freddie's response, at the end because Ferrier asked him.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, this is just the mentality that just grates me.
We have programs.
We've got
programs.
These people don't want programs.
No, they don't.
Just want to earn a living and hire people and have business. And they don't want a government program, dude.
No, they don't. But
anyway.
their thing is, and but hey, it's great because look, we're gonna have choo-choo train. We're gonna have eventually horse and buggy. Maybe we'll have a free. You can drive around on the bus and have people urinate in the corner while you're going from point A to point B.
Yeah, have you seen the new stadium? It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it is lovely.
Whatever.
It does look lovely.
It does look lovely.
But
and I'm sure many people could travel from outside of the county to come and go to concerts there because they can afford to live outside of the county. And then they'll come in and they'll buy $9
and then go to
beers.
Applebee's.
And then they'll go to Applebee's because they can't go anywhere local because all those places are also out of the county.
Yeah. And you could say, hey, look, what'd you guys get? Oh, I got a T-shirt from Chili's or Applebee's. But don't worry, because they got a guitar up there from Ricky Skaggs or whatever.
Right. It's local because, as a musician that said something about it. So we shall discuss that. We'll discuss the Epstein stuff. We've got a political candidate in today. John Thorpe is in today. He is an independent candidate running the 7th Congressional District. I finally got a response from Afton. I thought Afton was ghosting me.
No, she's very busy. We were just talking about the fact that say what you want about her. She's knocking on doors. She's out there everywhere. And comparatively to Van Epps, who's like, they don't get back to us at all. And, Afton, we're going to try to get on. But she's at least making an effort comparatively to what I see by some other people.
Maybe I took her. She had an Instagram video up where she was like putting a sign up.
Yeah, I saw that. Somebody in a white car.
Let me assure you of something. And I'm not, look, Afton's, is Afton. But if you are a congressional candidate and you're the one putting your own signs up on the side of the road, you're going to get your ass beat by 20 points.
Well,
Mark my words.
They already think that. Well,
but honestly, if you're the candidate and you're putting up signs, something's wrong with your political campaign, or it's a setup.
It could be a setup, although it could be where they think she was going to lose by 20. But if you don't try, Van Epps, because I had several people text in, he goes, he better get up and start doing something because it feels like he's just.
I think he's on. Yeah, I think I got him next week. I think he's on. I don't know. I mean, you're right. You got to get out there. You don't take anything for granted.
No,
you take stuff for granted. You wake up one day and you're not going to be congressman.
That's right.
That's true. But John Thorpe will be in. He's going to talk about why you should vote third party.
Oh, this should be
independent.
So. Independent indeed. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Matt, straight ahead, right here. Super Talk 99.7.